There was once a village surrounded by vast valleys and towering peaks. Among those peaks stood one mountain, so tall its summit vanished into the clouds. The villagers called it the enemy. They said whoever tried to climb it never returned. But one day, a young woman named Lina looked at that mountain and whispered, "Maybe the mountain isn't my enemy. Maybe it's my teacher." Lina had grown up hearing stories of fear, of storms that swallowed travelers and cliffs that betrayed the brave. But inside her heart, something whispered softly, "You are meant for more." Each night, she'd stare at the glowing peak beneath the moonlight and wonder, what if I could reach it? What if hope waits beyond it? One dawn, before the world awoke, Lina packed a small satchel, a loaf of bread, a flask of water, her mother's locket, and a simple wooden staff. The elders warned, "Turn back, you'll never make it." But she smiled and said, "I don't climb to conquer, I climb to understand." And so her journey began. As Lina stepped beyond the village, the people stood in silence. Some prayed, some wept, others whispered that she was a fool. But Lina walked forward anyway, because sometimes the first step into the unknown is the only step that can change everything. At first, the path was gentle, soft grass, clear skies, a warm breeze. She smiled, thinking, maybe this isn't so hard after all. But as she climbed higher, the slope grew steeper, the air thinner, the wind sharper. Her legs trembled, her breath burned. She slipped, scraping her palms against cold rock. For a moment, she wanted to quit. Then she whispered through the pain, "The mountain is not my enemy." The path turned cruel. Rain began to fall, soaking her clothes. Each step felt heavier than the last. Her hands bled, her knees shook. She stumbled again and again, each time asking herself, "Why am I still climbing?" But something inside her, quiet, steady, kept her moving forward. The sky darkened, thunder cracked across the cliffs, lightning split the clouds above her. Lina huddled behind a rock, shivering. Her fire died, her food was gone. And in that freezing silence, she whispered, "I can't do this." Her hand found her mother's locket. Inside, carved into silver, were the words, "You are stronger than the storms you face." Tears mixed with rain as Lina clutched to lock it close to her heart. She whispered, "The mountain isn't here to break me. It's here to build me." And so she rose, weak, trembling, but unbroken. Step by painful step, she kept climbing. Every fall became a lesson, every scar a story, every tear a reminder she was still alive. Days passed, the air turned thin and biting cold. Snow crunched under her boots. The summit was near. Her body ached, but her spirit burned brighter than ever. With each step she felt lighter, as if the mountain itself was lifting her. And then, finally, she reached the top. At the summit, the clouds parted. Golden sunlight spilled across the world below. Lina fell to her knees, weeping, not from pain, but from awe. She saw rivers, valleys, forests, her village far below, and she understood. The mountain had never been her obstacle. It had been her mirror. Every trial, every storm had shown her who she really was. When Lina returned home, the villagers gathered around her. "What did you see?" they asked. She smiled and said, "I saw the truth. The mountain was never our enemy. It was our teacher." From that day on, she helped others face their own mountains, not with fear, but with faith. Maybe your mountain isn't made of rock and ice. Maybe your mountain is something else. Maybe your mountain is a broken relationship, a failed dream, a voice that tells you you're not enough. But hear me when I say this. The mountain is not your enemy. It's your mirror. It reflects your strength, your resilience, your courage. It doesn't test you to break you. It tests you to reveal you. And when you climb, not for applause, not for validation, but for yourself, you'll realize something powerful. The summit was never the goal. The climb was. Because it's in the climb that you grow. It's in the climb that you find your truth. And it's in the climb that you become who you were meant to be. If this story touched you, share it. Someone out there needs to be reminded their mountain is not the enemy. And don't forget to subscribe to Motivational Mockery for more stories that lift your spirit, strengthen your heart, and remind you, you were born to climb.